Okay, previously we used to see the software the way it is, and we said earlier on that this is how the software will always look like, and we said also that we are using a version of Premiere Pro CC, not CC 2017 or 2018 or 2019. We are simply using CC as it is, and we say that once you install the software, we're just doing a recap now, so it does not necessarily mean that I'm simply going back to what we already learned. Like I've said, it is just basically a recap, and I'm saying whenever we are going to like do a project, because previously we were doing a music video project, and we said the first interface that you see, we usually go to create new project. I'm going to be a little bit faster such that we are able to just do a recap of what we studied. And I say that once we have where we're putting the name, we always have to create a name. For example, like I said, you could say music video 1 as we are creating a project name. It does not necessarily mean that every time you'll be creating a project you will always be calling it music video 1. I said we basically give it a name according to the project that we are working on. And I said also that we browse and know where we're going to save the project in our computer. I always say that within your computer you have to always find out where you have space. And on my computer, much as almost had the disks on my computer are full, but I will save on my disk M, much as it is a removable disk. And I said that we look at the part where it says free, because now it says 49 GB free of 698 GB, and it also says 2 GB or 1 GB, so I will simply choose the one that says 49 GB free. I'll have to always be organized at whatever I'm doing to help me every time to know where I have saved my project and so on and so forth. Therefore, I'll come to the folder git and I'll create a folder and I will say music video 1, and I'll double click and I'll save into that very same folder. We also say that you always have to know the capture format. Much as now we're using HD cameras, therefore we always have to make sure that our capture format is within HD and not DV. We also know the reason why. Therefore we'll simply say OK, and as we wait for the project to load, what you're seeing now is what we call a workspace. And we say the workspace always has to have the four panels that we talked about. We said also that the panels that we're talking about are the program panel, the source panel, the project panel, and the timeline. All these 4 panels have the reasons as to why they are here for us to use. We said previously that the project panel is where we put our footage before we do the editing. Then also we say that the source panel is the preview monitor for the project panel. And we say the timeline is where we put our sequence to align the footage into a good story. And we say that the program panel is the preview monitor for the timeline. And as we go forward, then we'll go to what we call the creating of a sequence. We said we have 3 options. One, we said we go to File, New Sequence. Then therefore, since we selected HDV for our format of video capture, we will select the HDV, and remember to always know the frame size of the video frame that you use, such that you know exactly which frame size you're going to be selecting. But as for now, I will use HDV 1080 25 frames per second, and I will not name the sequence because we have not gotten to that level yet. That is option number 1 of us creating a